I represent the major group of children and youth. Your question is about what we want, our priorities, and what's in the text, right? Okay. We basically find that there are a lot of points that we have that are kind of in the text but are being contested. So I guess it overlaps with the second question of what's not in.
Let's make
One of the main points that we're pushing for is public participation with regards to IFSD. We basically want bureaus of intergovernmental organizations dealing with sustainable development to include civil society representatives and basically to have meaningful participation of all major groups in SD governance. Currently, what's in the text is that participation in the institutions developed in Rio is on the table, but there's some resistance to it. And international agreement on public participation, referring to paragraph 58, some countries made minor proposals, but there's no strong call for an international agreement. And it's basically actually very contested by the states. Some states support civil society participation, and some don't, so it's still rather unclear what the final outcome will be. On the ombudspersons for future generations, a small number of countries want it removed, but more member states are generally requesting for more information because it's still rather vague. Another point on upgrading UNEP, we currently see that it is clear that strengthening UNEP is only possible with increased contributions by its members, but only EU and Ukraine are explicitly supportive of it, and some other big players are skeptical or against the general proposal. Our other proposal on Council on Sustainable Development, currently we see that the Commission on Sustainable Development is a toothless tiger, and it has to be replaced by an entity that has a strong mandate. The support for a council seems weak. Some big players are skeptical or against it, and we understand that the UN treaty change is not going to happen, and true reform of ECOSOC thus therefore cannot happen. So we're strongly pushing for a new high-level SD council, which is again very highly contested in the negotiations. On the green economy, for us youth, it's extremely important that green jobs and youth unemployment are addressed. And currently the text deals with unemployment in youth and vulnerable communities as a problem to be addressed, but we want to emphasize a more positive view that youth are assets that can drive the green economy. So we would like to see some change in the way it's being worded. But there's a general view that we should have access to employment opportunities. And there's current debate about whether there should be a global youth strategy or various national strategies towards youth unemployment. In terms of education for sustainable development under the green economy, this point that we're pushing for is extremely supported by the EU, which we're very grateful for. And there's also a general sense that all the countries are very supportive of education for sustainable development. Yeah, that's for it.